So thank you, Pastor Aristo, for having me. I'm so happy to see one of you guys again. It's been many years now. How is your father?
My dad and my mom is in good condition. Thank you for asking, Mr. Alvin, and thank you for having me here.
No problem. We just want to follow up again on the churches and around the world, because I visited Tiberias Church in Indonesia in 2007. So I just wanted to ask, how are things going in the church?
The church is ever growing, ever vibrant. We brought more and more people to Christ.
I visited Surabaya and Jakarta 15 years ago, and the church was huge, and it was growing fast at the time. And I think you baptized something like 1,800 people a month on average. So how many people has the church baptized altogether?
For now, it's more than 2 million 2 million people. This is the last count for even, I think, before COVID. Before COVID is 2 million. So it's more than 2 million, but exactly, I don't know the exact figure, but it's more than 2 million.
Your church actually doesn't count members. You just count the baptisms you do?
Yes.
So when I was there in 15 years ago, I think the number might have been something like 1 million.
Yeah.
How is the church reaching out to non-believers today? What do you do? How do you do it?
We have a very strict policy that we only preach the gospel, and we don't expose the fault in every religions, because it wastes time. Because our Pastor Pariadi, believe that we only are called to preach the gospel. So we just preach the gospel, and then we believe that God will do the rest, with signs and wonders following.
How is the relationship with the state? Is it better or worse than it was 15 years ago?
For the current 10 years, for the last 10 years, the current government is very tolerant. We can say that there's so much progress in Indonesia that we can thank God for. For the last 10 years, the tolerance index is getting better and better now. And though it's still fragile, Indonesia is a fragile democracy. And though there are challenges ahead, but I'm optimistic that things will go for the better.
When I was there were talks about the church had something like a once a year gathering where they tried to gather as many people as possible. And when I was there, I was told that the maximum you had in this once a year celebration was 150,000 people gathered. Does the church still have these gatherings once a year?
Not for the last 2 years due to COVID. We ran the biggest stadium in Jakarta, which is Bung Karno Stadium, it's called. And but for the last 2 years due to COVID, of course, we are not allowed to conduct such a big event.
But you still fill it to the brim?
The last 2 years, it's always it's overcrowded and overflow.
Wow.
It's even reached in the national newspaper. They wrote that it's about 250,000 attendance.
When I was there, we flew to Surabaya to have a baptism there, and they had like 250 people they baptized that time. Tell me a little about what the baptism custom is now that COVID is there, and how you do it now.
Yeah, we restrict the number, and of course we can do it too often. The frequency is now limited. It's perhaps once in 3 months now due to COVID. And we have the policy of only 100 persons to be baptized, 100 attendants. But the number always swell, 200-300 one time, and they also must undergo some tests before they are baptized. You know, the what do you call it, swab test, PCR test. Yeah, and yeah, so far it's the hunger is always there, Øyvind.
But does that mean, yeah, I understand. When I was there, the church was about to buy or set up a hotel, and this is the place you actually use for the baptism now?
Yes, because we had plenty of problems when we ran a swimming pool in a hotel, because the number of people, the crowd always big. And one time in Manado, this is the biggest number for one time baptism is in Manado, and in Manado we baptized as many as 5,000 people
in one day.
In one day, so it's very crowded, and we got banned by that hotel. The hotel now they don't allow us anymore to rent the place because some of the facilities are broken, and of course we happily paid the fine.
Yes.
Never mind to even in a Christmas celebration, the football field, you know, sometimes we got fined because you're not allowed to step on the grass.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's not allowed, but we happily paid the fine. But some management are fed up with us, so so that's why our pastor decided that it's easier for us to just manage one hotel, and while of course there's a business side to it, but the main priority is not for a business profit, of course, but for the souls to have a facility to be baptized.
How many branches did you have in Indonesia just before COVID of the church?
I would say before COVID, all over Indonesia, it's something around 70.
Okay.
Something around 70. It could be more.
And all of these branches have continuous meetings on Sundays. I was there and they had 6 meetings, 7, 8 meetings on Sunday.
True. Yes, let's say the average is 5 to 6 services in one Sunday. But as you know, our main building, which is at Kelapa Gading, Jakarta, on one day it holds 6 services.
I was there, and they were talking. When I was there, they were talking about this, the fact that people who build new skyscrapers or and other big hotels there, they rent out the place for the church very cheaply, sometimes just to pay for the electricity and the janitor, so that they can have a lot of people. Is this still happening? Are you in every part of town?
Yes. I mean, the management of a plaza center or a mall are delighted to have us as a customer, because we brought people and they can shop, you know. And but because of COVID, there are some places that we discontinue.
Okay.
Yeah, and the management are very sad, but we told them that yeah, after COVID, we could resume the rent.
So how many services does your father preach a week?
On Sunday he preached 6 o'clock. He now only preached the live streaming one. So Now, because of COVID, we advise him not to come physically, and thank God he listened to us now, because he always like to preach.
Yeah.
And of course, we need to guard him because he's already a senior now.
Yes.
And he
How old is he now?
He
should be close to 80 now, yes?
Yeah, he's now, let me count, he's now 77.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have a live streaming on Sunday, and from the main church, or where the main facilities?
Yeah, he preached in the studio now. He preached in the studio.
Now.
So we advise him not to come physically because of his age. So we have plenty supply of youth pastors now.
Yes.
Yeah. Including me, of course. Though I'm not as young, but we have the young people now show up now, and we advise the pastor now to get more rest. Now he preached in the studio, but he preached on Sunday. He preached two times on Sunday.
Oh.
He preached 2 times on Sunday. It's a live streaming, and then he will preach again on Wednesday. So in a week he preached 2 times.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us. Hopefully I'll see you again face to face after the pandemic is over.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you coming here.
Yes,
because I never met you physically.
Very good. And give my greetings to your father, and we'll be in touch.